Let's see. Let's see. Is it working now? Huh. Cleared the cache. I force stopped. It's working. Ah! Huzzah! Okay. Son of a bitch. Now that I lost everybody and no one's watching anymore. Oh, God. I had like 30 people in here and the damn volume wasn't working and lost everybody. But, okay. Um, but anyway, hello everybody. How you doing? I took away the, yeah, they'll be back. I hope so. I don't know. We're 15 minutes into this now, but, I'm live from my car. It's just peace and quiet in here. It's, comfortable. So anyway, yeah, that's the way it goes. Exactly. Yeah, crazy. Just heard. Okay. I'm just playing with y'all. Okay. Whew, Lord. Yeah, I don't know. I've never experienced that before, so it is what it is. But now I'm not gonna reshare it all on Facebook and everything now. So the damage is done. Damage is done. But I'll give people a few minutes to come back in and oh, there we go. Right up to 32. Hell yeah. All right, cool. Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy on me. Oh, Lord. Yeah, so I'm live from my car. I wasn't getting home in time, and plus, there's peace and quiet in here. So, too much going on in the house. People walking around, TV's on, and yeah, so I, yeah. So, this is the Q&A for my cross country walk. And things are happening a little fast with this cross country walk. I've had a lot of signs lately that are signing towards going on this walk and finishing it. And I just want to make sure everyone can still hear me. Is that are we still? Do I still have volume? Hello, hot sloth. So I guess there is volume. Okay, all good, still good. All right, cool. Yeah, so I wasn't going to finish my cross country walk until the spring. But hello from East Kentucky, off road. Met you over the summer on the AT. How you doing? All right, still good in Maine. Awesome. Yeah, so I wasn't going to finish my cross country walk until the spring, but it's time. It's time. This is the last adventure that is holding my life up. Um, I finished the AT. I did the Batona Trail. Now I have to finish this damn walk. Otherwise, I just can't move on with my life. I can't get a. It's pointless to get an apartment because then I'd be wrapped up for a year. It's pointless to get a job because then I would just be leaving the job in a few months. And it's it's just the walking across the country is holding up my life, and I need to get it over with. I was going to wait until the spring, but I remember one of my biggest problems with the cross country walk last time in 2021 was the heat. The heat's my kryptonite. It's always been. You watch the AT videos, the heat was my kryptonite then. So I thought, I've been watching these monks and I thought, all signs are just leading to it. There's a pastor in Georgia who's walking right now. He started in September. The monks are almost done. They'll be done in the middle of February. So then, I'll just take off where they left off. And it's just, and then the other day, I was coming back from Ohio and I was laying in the hotel bed and I kind of had this revelation like, you're not going to be able to move on with your life until you get this over with. And it was just this whole walk, it's God. It's God. I can't describe it in any other way. It's like this thunder in my heart. It's just pounding. It's not a voice in my head. It's not a feeling. It's not a vibe. It's like in my heart. and it's just pounding, and it's just saying, do it, do it, do it, go. And I hear it all day long, and I don't think I'm crazy. I mean, I am a little crazy, but I just, and then I was on the bus home, and I was next to this lady from Toms River, New Jersey, and the organization I'm going to be walking for, she was from, it's in Toms River, New Jersey. It's Just Believe Inc. They help the homeless in Ocean County, New Jersey. And she just said to me, the mayor, Daniel Roderick of Toms River, is a real asshole. And I thought, because low key, my walk is going to be a protest against the mayor of Toms River, New Jersey. Daniel Roderick. So I'm kind of all over the place here. The whole volume thing kind of threw me for a loop. We're going to start from the beginning. In 2021, I got the brilliant idea to walk across the United States of America. And with like a week planning, I bought a dog stroller, had it overnighted to my house, ran to Walmart, got everything I needed, and I just walked to the beach, dipped my toes in the ocean, and I started walking west. Real slow, Forrest Gump style. And I ended up walking from Sandy Hook, New Jersey to Casey, Illinois. And I got stuck in this crazy heat wave. It was like 105 degrees. I tried to wait it out, and then it broke. I walked for 2 more days. The heat wave came back, and I had to call it quits. I had my dog with me. She was alive at the time, and I had all these like PETA people attacking me, and it was just a crazy time. But I ended up walking 1,000 miles. I left off at a church in Casey, Illinois. Casey, Illinois is the home of the world's biggest stuff, like the world's biggest rocking chair top. But I've always, and I kind of did the cross country walk too, because COVID ruined my AT attempt in 2020, and I was kind of bitter about that, and I didn't want to go. I was kind of bitter with the AT community for many years, and so I tried to walk across the country, but as I was walking, people kept asking me, "What are you walking for? What are you walking for?" And I was like, "I'm not really walking for anything. I was just walking." It's like the AT. No one asks you on the AT, "What are you hiking the AT for? What's your cause?" You're just out there to do it. And that's what I was doing on my cross country attempt. And it became this fundraiser for Just Believe Inc. And when you look back on your life in hindsight, it's hindsight's 2020. And during COVID, after the AT failed attempt, or COVID made me fail attempt, I was invited to go back to college. And in college, I wrote a report about homelessness, and the focus of my report was Just Believe Inc. They help the homeless in Ocean County, New Jersey, and they were trying to build a homeless shelter and Code Blue shelters, and they do food pantries. And so when people were asking me what I'm walking for, it just like popped into my head, Just Believe Inc. And I called the owner and I said, "Hey, I'm walking at Paul Hulse." And I said, "I'm walking across the country. You mind if I fundraise for you?" And I think they probably all thought I was full of shit, And, and I ended up raising like 14 grand, and I just brought them tons of publicity. And I was in USA Today, New York Times. I was on the news. I was in local newspapers, the Asbury Park Press, the Christian Science Monitor, and just turned into this crazy thing. And I wasn't mentally prepared to handle all that media attention. I was on Fox 59 in Indiana, and I had all these people trying to find me to feed me and take pictures with me. And then I had all these people threatening to take my dog because I was abusing her. And she really only walked like 100 miles, but I had a cart all decked out with fans for her and her toys, and I don't know, but I wasn't mentally prepared. I was still drinking. I was still smoking. I was like not happy with my own self. And this adventure that was supposed to be for me ended up becoming something far greater than myself. And it was really, really overwhelming. And I think often if I use the heat as an excuse to quit, or, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. I was so fat and just unhappy and still bitter about the AT. And so I quit. I went home and yeah, and that was it. But the AT, finishing the AT this year was a huge thing, a huge bucket list item taken off the ever never ending list of bucket list items. And the Batona Trail, I banged that out. And I feel like the cross country walk is just the last thing holding my life back. It's holding my business back. It's basically the cross country walk is stopping me from settling. I want a house. I want a family. I want to finish my degree. I want my business to grow and I want to, but this cross country walk is just, it's for 5 years now, it's just been eating at me. And because of the AT, I feel, and the social media following I've gained from the AT, I think I'm mentally and physically ready to finish this. I have 1,947 miles to go. And I think now's the time. Like I said, I was going to wait till the spring, but as the days pass, I get more out of shape. I'm just in this weird rut. I'm in this rut where since the AT where I just I like I don't know. It's just I can't do anything. Like I said, I can't get a job. I can't get an apartment or anything because I knew I was going to do the walk, and I'm staying with my father, which is great, and I'm super thankful that he has a place for me to stay, but I've been living alone for 11 years, more or less, and staying with your parents is really difficult, especially at the age of 37. And I need my own space again and everything. So I just feel like all the signs are pointing to finish this walk. And now's the time. And I picked February 20th because February 20th is like symbolic because that's when I attempted the AT in 2020. So it's just a day that stands out to me for some reason. Um, and it's still going to be kind of cold. So 6-7, 6-7, and it's still going to kind of be cold. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's just time, and that's it. It's time to finish this cross country walk so I can move on with my life. As time goes, I start slipping back into pre AT mindset, like just stuck in a rut and sad and depressed. And an idle mind is the devil's workshop. And especially I quit smoking weed about a month ago, and that has kind of been great, but it's kind of now I sit all day twiddling my thumbs, and yeah, I don't know. It's just time to finish this walk. And I think God, God is just, I was, when I was on the AT, I was on this mountain. I can't even remember where. I'd have to go back in my videos. And I had this moment on the mountain and I just surrendered to God completely. And I'm not going to preach I know in my AA videos, I do pray. But in my cross country walk videos, I'm not going to preach the gospel or anything like that. So I'm going to stand true to that. I love God. God has done a lot of great things for me, but I promised everyone that I won't start preaching in my videos, and I'm going to stick to that. Except for my God is great at the end of the videos type stuff, but I surrendered to God on the AT, and I made a promise that the remainder of my life would be dedicated to God. And I have to hold true to that. And I feel like the walk is God. And I know that sounds crazy, and it is crazy, but everywhere I look, there's just signs everywhere. There's signs everywhere that just are just screaming walk to me. And Just Believe Inc. is going through a lot of trouble with the mayor of Toms River. They've outlawed helping homeless people. It's like a $2,000 fine. And all their hard work, they were donated a church, and then the town threatened to eminent domain it if they were going to do a homeless shelter. And I feel like I have to protest this mayor, Daniel Roderick. I feel like my walk has to be a protest against him, also with a fundraiser. I feel like people need to know. People need to know what this guy's doing. And if I could recreate even 10% of the publicity I got in the first walk, I just know I can make a huge impact. And God, I don't want to get emotional in here, but God was like, hey, I'm going to do the AT for you, and you're going to do something for me. And that's what I feel like this walk is, because I really don't want to do this walk. I know it's like holding me back. It's like, I don't know. Anyway, so that's the plan. I'm going to go to Casey, Illinois. I'm going to head to Effingham, Illinois, February 19th. The church is going to bring me to Casey, and then I'm going to walk back to Effingham and then take it from there. And yeah, and that's it. I'm going to vlog every day, just as I did the AT. And you could watch the first 1,000 miles of my cross-country adventure that was filmed in 2021. I do curse a lot, and I talk about a lot of controversial stuff, and I drink and smoke in those videos, so be forewarned. I've come a long way in the 5 years since that walk, like mentally, physically, spiritually. And yeah, I feel like my whole life's been leading up to something, and I feel like now's the time. And I've been kind of looking for a job for the past 2 months, not sure what to do and where to go. And look at that ugly ass Cybertruck. Ugh. Anyway, but driving dumpsters. But lost my train of thought. But anyway, I don't know. I'm going to open it up to questions. So Jason gave me the first question here. Where do you have plans to sleep and camp on your journey across country? So the thing with the cross country walk is, the first time I was out there, I had a great budget. Not gonna lie, I had unemployment, first off, and the government was just throwing money at people in 2021. Also, I sold my Dogecoin, and my $400 Dogecoin investment brought me in $17,000. So basically, I had a ballin' budget in 2021. This time, I'm going into it with $1,500 and my YouTube monetization. So I'm literally walking by faith in this one. I'm putting everything into God for this. That's what I did on the AT too. And look, I prayed to double my AT budget, and I went from $400 a month to $800 a month, literally the next day. So I'm faithful that that's going to happen this time. And if it doesn't, well, then I'll be hitchhiking home. I don't know what to tell you, but sleeping, basically I find, so how the cross country walk works. I Google where I'm at, and then I put in Los Angeles, and wherever Google Walk tells me to go is the route I follow. So every morning I figure out how many miles I'm going to go. And I try to walk to either a campground, a hotel, motel, which I'm not going to be able to do this trip. So basically campground, or fire departments always let you sleep on their property. I'll try to find churches. Churches are usually let you sleep on the property. And just wherever I can go, parks. I'm going to make an Amazon wish list for a few things I need. And one of them is one of those tents where you pull the string and it just pops open, because I'm pushing a cart and I have most of my gear. So weight is not going to be an issue on this. And I don't want to be begging for money or anything. So basically I'm just, there is going to be a GoFundMe for this. I'm going to make it in a few days. And that is specifically for the fundraiser, because this is a fundraiser for Just Believe Inc. And through that GoFundMe, all the money goes directly to Just Believe Inc. So in that fundraiser, I see none of that money. It goes from GoFundMe directly to their bank account. My Venmo links and Cash App and PayPal will all be in my description as always. And I'll start rolling out videos probably 2 weeks in, so no one can know my exact location. But as far as a GoFundMe for me personally, no, I will not be doing that. I hate when people do that. The only reason I have my Venmo and everything in my description is because you guys asked a lot. In the beginning of the AT, I had probably 100 messages like, where's your Cash App? Where's your Venmo? Where's your PayPal? So I never asked for money one single time on the AT, actually. But, well, to God I did. But as far as sleeping, like I said, I just find I call ahead. If there's a firehouse on the way, I'll go there. If there's a church along the way, or I got pretty good at stealth camping on the AT in Batona, so I'll scope places out. And I don't have my dog with me. She's just going to be a little pile of ashes in a cup. So so I can stealth camp now. I couldn't stealth camp in 2021 because she would just bark and yeah, I couldn't. Yeah. So, are you walking for what purpose? I just subscribed. Thank you, Heart the Music. I am walking for Just Believe Inc. Justbelieveinc.org is their website, and you can find them on Facebook. They are a group run by Paul Hulse in Toms River, New Jersey. And their goal is to help the homeless in Ocean County, New Jersey, which is the only county that doesn't have a homeless shelter in New Jersey. And the walk is going to kind of be also a protest against the mayor of Toms River, because he's doing everything he can to block a homeless shelter. And he made it a crime. He made it a crime to help the homeless people. It's a fine up to $2,000 for helping homeless people. Just what a world. And he goes to church, he calls himself a Christian, come on, man. What would Jesus do? Jesus wouldn't make it a crime to help the homeless people. And these homeless people, they're not junkies and drug addicts. I mean, some of them are alcoholics and whatnot, but a lot of these homeless people are like senior citizens that just didn't prepare well enough for their old age. And a lot of people are just 1 or 2 paychecks away from living in a box. It's times are tough, especially in New Jersey. Places that used to be $700 a month are now going for $3,500 a month. And you'd say, why not just leave? Why not just move? Well, where are you going to go? Especially if you have no money, where are you going to go? And so you go to the woods, and you'd be surprised by how many homeless people are not mentally ill or on anything. There's no resources, and our country doesn't have enough people to disperse the resources. We have, in 2024, we had 38,000 homeless veterans, and 30,000 homeless veteran vouchers went unused because of staffing issues. Yeah, it's crazy. I would suggest downloading Regrid for stealth camping, because it'll tell you exactly whose property you're on. Oh, no shit. I didn't even know anything like that existed. I'll have to check that out. That's cool. And solo female traveler. Yeah. That's just the state of the union right now. I'm hopeful things will get better, but COVID really messed stuff up. I see when I lived in Highlands, there was these apartments that were like $950 on the beach, and I used to think, $950, who would ever pay that? They're going for like $5,000 now. Nothing different, same crappy building, probably the same drywall that was in Hurricane Sandy, going for 5 grand. And people were fighting for it. And New Jersey's a really wealthy state. And there's just there's just not enough staff to help all these people, and there's not enough resources. But Just Believe Inc. is doing the best they can. And part of my walk in 2021 went to a homeless veteran shelter called Larry's Home. And they're actually going to start taking applications for Larry's Home now. They built it. They got the property. It's built. Paint's dry, and they're going to start taking applications. I think it's going to help 8 veterans. I'm not sure. I need to get down there and talk to Paul before I start walking. This is happening really fast, but if it doesn't happen really fast, I'm not going to do it. I'm someone who works best under pressure. Even like writing essays and stuff, my best work comes from the night before. So I'm very type B, and so this has to happen really fast. Otherwise it's not going to happen. It's like the AT. I said in September, I'm doing it. January, I was out. So, Jay, how's it going? I'm doing good. I don't know if you guys have any questions. I know it's not a trail or anything, so it's not really what you guys are accustomed to. Thank you, Moral Compass. I'm proud of myself. I really am, but I just gotta do this. I just gotta do it. I'm a little worried about walking through Kansas, and it'll be March, but fuck it. Yeah, fuck it. I survived January in the Smoky Mountains. I think I'll be okay. I don't know. The average temperature is like 40 degrees. So as long as there's no snow in the shoulder of the road, I'll be all right. That just has to happen. I just need Diet Dr. Pepper. I never change. But how long will you be out walking for? And what about your studies? My studies, I have to figure something out with that, because Bloomsburg University, where I go, they keep screwing me. They're offering a political science degree, and then they don't have all the classes available for the political science degree. And I was trying to turn this walk into my thesis or maybe my internship, and I just keep getting screwed every step of the way by this institution. It's like they want to keep me there. So I just say, the hell with it. I got to get this walk over. The degree's not going anywhere. And I'm 37 years old. What the hell am I going to do with a political science degree anyway? So I'll get back to that someday. But I think I need to find a different college. This is 3 semesters in a row that they didn't have the classes I need available. And I swear it was age discrimination, but then I was talking to an English major, and she needs 1 class to graduate, and it was like a core requirement, and she couldn't get it. So yeah, it's crap, and I don't know. How long will I be out walking for? I'm shooting for like 3, maybe 4 months tops. It's flat. Where I left off was completely flat. So from Casey, Illinois to California was flat. So, I don't know. Just got to play it by ear. I really won't know till I get out there, really. I don't know. Am I still using John Cena? I considered it. Then I'd have to take the trekking poles and everything. The thing that worries me about John Cena is it needs a place to tent stake into the ground. So part of the reason I was looking at pop-up tents or not trekking pole supported tent was so I could set it up in like a parking lot if I have to or whatever. So best wishes for the step to come. Thank you, Ann. Thank you. And you're carrying the light of Jesus we need in America. We'll do trail magic. Thank you. I appreciate it. I love hearing that, because I really, I believe in God. You don't have to. It's free will. You have free will to believe in whatever you want. If you want to believe in the great spaghetti monster in the sky, you want to be a witch, you want to be whatever. That's you. I wish you wouldn't, but that's your choice, and I respect everyone's choice. I'm going to pray for you, but I respect your choice. And like I said, I'm not out here to preach the gospel. I'm not going to preach in my videos, but in my AA videos that I just started, I'm going to do that daily 24-hour day book reading every day. I am going to pray at the end of every single one of those videos. Because I think God is a huge part of my sobriety. God is a huge part of who I am, period. Off camera, I do talk about God a lot. And I love God. I walk by faith in everything I do. God has never let me down, ever. And even when it seems bad, God is good. And everything has a lesson in it. And yeah, I don't know. I've had some crazy experiences on the AT too. Like when I was in going to Great Barrington, Massachusetts, I think that is. I couldn't get a hitch to save my life. And I looked at the sky and I said, God, give me a break, please. And this lady turns around and goes, You need a ride? I think that's in my shorts too. Not me yelling at the sky, but um, just crazy, like getting monetized. I went out onto the AT with a budget of $400 a month. And I would have had to just hit hiker boxes a lot and stuff. And I prayed for at least double my budget, and it did the next day, and yeah, so yeah, I don't know. We have tons of car camping stuff. Don't go buy anything till you ask. You know how to reach us. Thank you, Vanessa. Absolutely. Absolutely. I will reach out to you in the next couple days. Definitely. Definitely. I appreciate that. And is your cook system changing any since you don't necessarily have to carry everything on your back? I am going to carry my full cook system. I'm going to carry the titanium bot pot, the bot pot that I have. I have to get a new camp spoon, but I'll just get something from Walmart. No big deal. And I'll be carrying my little decamp pocket rocket thing, and a fuel. So I will be cooking at night. But the great thing about the road is, excuse me, in most cases, I just ate egg rolls. In most cases, you pass a grocery store or something every single day. So the great thing about the road is I'll have access to produce and everything and ice. I can carry a cooler and yeah. So the food game does change because I'm pushing a cart. It's a dog stroller. I'll post a tour of that when I get it together. I can't find the wheels. I don't know what I did with the wheels to it. I'm hoping they're in my storage unit. I don't want to carry a pack for this. Pushing a cart's nice. Like I pushed probably 30 pounds of gear plus Taylor's 85-pound fat ass. So weight is not an issue on this adventure. So maybe I'll bring like a bigger pot or something. But yeah, I'll have access to like good real food and pass a Starbucks or a Dunkin' Donuts, and yeah. So can't wait to watch your adventure from the AT. Oh, are you on the AT? That's cool. I was trying to get down there for January 1st to see everybody off, but my vehicle just low key won't make it. And the other one's uninspected. I'm waiting to get that inspected. And I was meeting Ohio girl, and I like her, and we're gonna keep our relationship off social media though. So you're never gonna meet her. I'm gonna keep her all to myself. So no, I gotta keep that safe. That relationship, it's sacred, and yeah, there's dangerous people on the internet. Let's just put it that way. So yeah, small Coleman stove with a burner would help you eat better. Definitely. I do have one actually from my own personal car camping kit. I might pack that actually. I gotta see. I'm gonna start rounding up gear in the next like 2 or 3 weeks. We'll see where we're at with that. I'm also trying to figure out how I'm gonna get to Casey, Illinois. I think I'm going to, because I carry a machete and stuff on that, and So I think I will get my dad to take me out there. I'm not really sure yet. Um, is best pushing or pulling a wheelie thing for long distance walking? Have you tried both? I've actually pushed and pulled the cart. Pushing I think is the best. You get the momentum, you're behind it, and I can kind of lean against it while I walk during the day. Plus, I keep a yellow flagpole with an American flag on it, just kind of as a marker. So it has a tripod so we can get some action shots and whatnot. I think I might have a GoPro for this one too. I'm not sure yet. I had two cell phones back in 2021. I don't think I'm going to do that again. It was kind of a hassle, so I might just use one phone. But yeah, pushing it is definitely yeah, definitely. Relationships are hard enough. Don't allow the trolls into that. Oh yeah, definitely. And I haven't dated anyone since like 2011 or 2012. So, to be honest, I don't even know how to date at this point. So I'm pretty much learning. I Google shit all the time. Like, how do you do this? How do you do that? Where's the clitoris? No, I'm just kidding. But I'm just joking. But it's just yeah. So I'm navigating a relationship for the first time in a long time, and yeah, it doesn't need, I'm dating her. She's not dating everyone. So, um, message retracted. All right. But, I thought I saw it before you retracted it, but it's okay. It's all right. No big deal. Um, yeah, so I don't know. That's the plan. Um, like I said, I'm going to head out there February 19th of 2026. And I'm going to start walking February 20th of 2026. And we'll see how it goes. Good luck. Been following you since we met on the AT from the Raven. Hell yeah. Hey, it's great to see you out here and see you on here. And thank you. Thank you for following along. Thank you to all of you for following along. The monetization on this is really what I'm going to be depending on. And yeah, I love all of you. I love each and every one of you. All of you have changed my life. Just between your trail magic, just meeting you, just watching my videos and engaging with them, the AT couldn't have happened without all of you. And that's a fact, Jack. Yeah, it's been quite a trip. I can't believe it's been 1 year since I left Amicalola Falls. Um, I've been working slowly on the AT documentary, but there's a lot of footage. There's 290 videos. I have thousands of hours of footage, and yeah, I'll get to that eventually. I just little by little, like I'll watch like 5 or 6 videos a week and clip out what I want, and yeah, it's kind of overwhelming, and I've just been kind of decompressing from the AT. I don't ever want to hike the AT again. Actually, after this walk, I don't want to do any 2,000 milers ever again. I want to do a lot of small stuff like 80 miles here, like Hadrian's Wall, or a little overnight here and overnight there. But these really, really long distance ones, I can't do them anymore. The AT was just a bucket list item, and it happened. And that's it. And and I'm thankful, but I'm thankful it's over. And it was an amazing experience. And there was part of me that was wishing I did go Sobo, like a flip flop afterwards. But watching my struggle bus life, Katie, man, she was on Mount Greylock, and it looked like Mount Washington. And I thought, thank God I'm not out there right now. Let me watch her from the comfort of my own warm house, and brutal. And I see there's a couple familiar faces from last year. Sorry, Wolfie's out there. Who else? Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, well, I'm drawing a blank on names, but there's a couple familiar faces on the AT right now. And yeah, I don't know. I wish them all the best. A January start through hike. I know what it's like. I know what it's about. It's a lot different than a March start. It's brutal. It's brutal. If I didn't have truck driver, I would never have made it. I would never have made it to Damascus. Truck driver and I, we kept each other alive. Literally, we kept each other alive. And there's a lot of stuff that we went through on the AT, truck driver and I, that I didn't post on YouTube, because if his family at home saw what we were doing, they would have came and pulled his ass right off it. Let me tell you. So, Jason, as a former homeless person and probably future one in this economy, do you plan on interacting with or helping homeless along the way, when or if you can, of course? Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. At least interacting with them. Um, as I'll help to the best of my ability. I'm not going to be Daddy Warbucks out there balling. I'm going to be on a really tight budget. So I'm going to do the best I can. If I see someone who needs some food or something, I will lend a helping hand, but I'm not going to be putting up people in hotels or anything while I'm out there, because essentially I'm going to be homeless while I'm out there. And yeah, so yeah, you get treated like you're homeless out there too. I remember people were like crossing the street to avoid me and stuff, and I probably stunk, and my shirt was tattered, my beard was, and probably smoking cigarettes. The people probably thought I was homeless. I know that. I know the cops did. The cops in Indiana are jerk offs. Um, but yeah, but everyone who walks across the country, the police are their biggest issue. So, but yeah, homeless. If I come across someone who needs some food, then yeah, absolutely, I'll do the best I can, as I always do. Um, yeah, I don't know. Not as much to talk about on this one as the AT. Some of my highlights of walking across the country in 2021. So, let's see. I didn't get the notification. Just got here. I'll have to go back and watch the video. I'm excited to hear about the journey. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I tried sharing it on Facebook, and then I was having audio trouble, and I didn't want to risk audio trouble again, so I didn't bother resharing it. Yeah, I just thought I'd play it safe, and hopefully, I was hoping people would come. Um, so some of the highlights of 2021, I just literally walked out my front door and just started walking west, and some like being on USA Today, that was the game changer. USA Today made the fundraiser go from like 2 grand to 12 grand in one day. And that brought me like some social media people. Back then, I didn't know YouTube videos couldn't be an hour long. So I didn't get much traction on YouTube. Plus, I was kind of getting attacked by the AT community for wanting to hike during COVID. So anyway, I don't even want to rehash that wound. But the AT community can be pretty brutal sometimes, brutal and hypocritical sometimes. Um, but but they've been really good to me actually. So, but they could turn on you like that too. You could be their favorite YouTuber, and then they could all be coming at you with pitchforks the next day, as I learned. And then the next year, 2021, everyone was hiking the AT like during COVID, like it never happened. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I just walked out my front door and started walking west. And yeah, like I said, I was in USA Today, New York Times, on the news. I don't know what the news ever said about me. They never interviewed me. I was on all these radio stations, and this time going out, I'm going to have a presentation too, just in case anyone wants to watch it or I get a chance to publicly speak. I'm going to have a presentation ready to go, locked and loaded. I'll have my laptop with me, plug that baby in, and I could do my PowerPoint, my spiel. I got a lot of work to do in the next couple days, but yeah, hold on, before the questions get out of control here. Um, what was the starting point? What was the ending point? So the starting point was Sandy Hook, New Jersey, at the big cannon at the end. And then I walked to my house, slept in my house one more time, and then started walking. And then the ending point would be Los Angeles. I don't know why Los Angeles. It's just I've always wanted to go, and I thought how cool it'd be to walk there. So hopefully it's rebuilt by then. The fire, but live from the Walmart front line. Hell yeah! Thank you for watching. Sleeping in the parking lot, teenagers. Oh, trenches. Sleeping in the parking lot, trenches. Oh, oh. Oh no, just logged in. I'll watch the beginning later, but here now, haven't missed a video yet. Elizabeth, you've been here since day one. You're a real G here. Yeah, so anyway, some of the highlights though on the 2021. Pennsylvania was long on the road. I actually on the AT walked through Caledonia State Park, and on my cross country walked through Caledonia State Park. So I've literally walked to Caledonia State Park from two different angles on two different adventures. But man, I met the machine gun preacher. He's a preacher out in West Pennsylvania who fights Joseph Kony and people like that. And he has like an orphanage. He was a guy, like a junkie, drug addict, alcoholic, just a biker, piece of shit, and his wife or girlfriend dragged him to church one day. And when he was in church, there was a preacher from Africa, and the preacher looked at him and said, "You are going to save Africa one day." Next thing you know, machine gun preachers out in Africa killing terrorists, and he has an orphanage now and stuff. So God works in weird ways. God works in weird ways. You might not understand what's happening at the time, and things might get worse before they get better. But if you hold on to God, God works. So I met him, and then I met a family that owns a pizzeria. And they were so good to me, the Ashes, and that's their name. I was at this campground called Pioneer Park, and they quoted me like $20 on the phone, and I got there, and they upped the price to like 85 because they didn't want me there, and they were fighting with me on social media, and I made a video about them, and then the pizzeria people, they're like, sleep with us, sleep at our place, and they brought me pizza and fruit, and they were so kind. And what else? Indiana. Oh man, the people in Indiana are like New Jersey. They are just some of the greatest people. Same attitude, same pace. People were just inviting me. People were like saying, "Come stay at our house, in our house," and stuff. And yeah, Indiana was great. Ohio, I don't really have many memories from Ohio. Honestly, West Virginia too. West Virginia was only 20 miles. Ohio, I remember like the major cities. I remember on the way home getting drunk with a homeless guy in Columbus at the bus station. I remember not much from Ohio, to be honest with you. And then what else? Then Illinois. Illinois is shit, kind of. Illinois, the people in Illinois kind of just weren't welcoming, and the roads were terrible. Just tuning in to say thank you for all your content. Your adventures have been a gem in my life. Excited for what is next. God bless. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you. I'm glad I have like, man, I am blessed. That's why I started doing the AA videos in the morning, the 24-hour a day book videos, because I have people message me and email me all the time sharing their testimonies about how my story has helped them in some way or another, or my videos have helped them through something. And in the AT, I swore to myself I was going to not be theatrical. Everything was going to be raw and real. I was going to tell the Appalachian Trail exactly how it was, my experience, the good, the bad, the ugly, and I was going to share myself 100% with the audience. And at the other time, there was like 300 of you. Now there's like 3,500 or something. And I'm glad I did share myself exactly. I was going to make it all like music and like Ivy Tat, with the nice scenes and everything. And I thought, no, let me just be raw and real. And on my AT videos, obviously the walking shots are fake, where like I run back and walk back, And then my intros and outros, I'll film multiple takes if I have to make sure they're right. But everything in between the good morning and good night, or good morning and all right, that's all 100% real in the moment. I don't do multiple takes, nothing. If I get the shot, I get the shot. If I don't get the shot, then oh well. But I swore I'd be 100% real and legit on the AT. You saw I started off cursing and smoking safety material on camera, and by the end of it, I still curse a lot, like off camera, which I'm trying to work on. But I just I've changed a lot about myself. I don't smoke safety material anymore. It's only been like a month, but I feel great, and it's just I don't know, changed my life. It really changed my life, and Ohio girl, she was watching, and she has a name, but Ohio girl, she was watching the videos, and she reached out to me one day. Well, it was weird. I was being a creeper on Facebook, and I saw a cute girl and sent her a friend request, and then I panicked and deleted it, and she sent me one back, and she's like, "Oh, I've been watching the whole time," and she's my girlfriend. Crazy, just crazy. But the AT really changed my life. It really did. And I think it comes from me just being open and honest, 100%. And not holding back, not holding back the tears, sharing my stories. And I've had people, just some of the stories I've gotten have just, those have changed my life. And those just let me know that God is working through me. And sometimes some of the stories are real dark. And I think, wow, I have nothing to complain about, but also, wow, that takes an emotional toll. But, excuse me, I'm just so honored that people have, yeah, just honored. I'm just so honored that people can. I'm honored that people can share themselves with me. That's huge. And it just took me sharing myself, and the walk too. The walk. I know I'm going to change a lot of lives with this, and I'm going to be putting myself in danger by attacking this mayor, and that's something that's why I'm carrying up. But I know once I start going after this guy Daniel Roderick that things are going to get real, and I'm not going to be able to share my location and stuff like that. But I just know I'm going to help a lot of people, and it's not just going to be on YouTube. I know there's going to be a lot of people, like homeless people and Just Believe Inc. And I know I'm going to do a lot of good, and yeah. But it's scary. That's scary because I'm sorry, I see your questions. I'll get to them. It's scary that because this walk is God. This walk is God working through me. And I know I shouldn't be scared, but it's easy to cling on to your old life. The old Sam is comfortable. The Sam that smokes safety material, the Sam that used to drink, the Sam that used to smoke cigarettes, even lately when I'm looking for a job, the Sam that works in the food industry, like I was blessed. I prayed to be a content creator, and I was blessed with over 5,000 people throughout the multiple platforms I'm on. I was blessed with an audience of over 5,000 people. And here I am off the trail looking for my old comfortable self again, looking for restaurant jobs, looking to go back to popcorn, doing DoorDash occasionally. And I'm like, you prayed to be a content creator, and God blessed you with monetization on several platforms. And here you are trying to go back to the food industry. How fucking stupid, and how ungrateful I am. And anyway, so I just know it's easy to hold on to your old self, The old self is comfortable. And every day you have to force yourself to be better. You have to force yourself to be better. You have to consciously try to be better every single day. And that's hard and that's scary. And I know this walk is something my whole life has been leading up to something between all my pain and suffering, my addictions, my experiences with people, the hurricanes I've been through, the family trouble, relationship stuff, and just, I don't know, just the people I interact. Even when I'm standing online at the grocery store, people feel the need to tell me stuff. And I could never understand why. I was in that laundromat in Virginia and this lady was telling me some dark stuff about how her son accidentally killed her abusive husband. And I'm like, why is she opening up to me? And I don't know. It's just God just works through me for some reason. But the thing with this walk is I know the walk is going to be the thing that makes my life change forever. And it started to in 2021. It started to change my life forever. Like being on the news and the newspaper and having people find me on the streets and contributing to Just Believe Inc., all the publicity I brought them and the money for the shelter and everything. My life was starting to change. And I think a big part of the reason I quit was because I was terrified. I was terrified. I wasn't mentally ready. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just some guy that wanted to walk across the country, and all of a sudden I have USA Today trying to find me, and it was like overwhelming. But I think now I'm ready mentally and physically and spiritually, and I'm just ready. But it's really scary. It's scary because I know things are about to get really real and change. And I know God's trying to work towards me. And my whole life has been leading up to a life of God and serving humanity. And the first half of my life, I really, really just lived for myself. I lived 100% for myself. I was chasing money, getting high, just doing whatever, drinking, and that was it. I was just living in constant sin and just living for myself, just completely. And somewhere around the age of 32, 32, 33, everyone was like, "You're Jesus here." Huh? And and I just vowed to God that the second half of my life would be 100% for God and for the betterment of humanity around me. And I really have to stick to that. And the AT was like the stepping stone. And then the walk is going to be the final leap. And that's scary because, like I said, you're always just trying to cling on to your old self. And because your old self is comfort. It's comfort. Man, I love smoking safety material. I'm not even going to lie to you. I love drinking. I love alcohol. I love bars. I love liquor stores. I love being drunk. I love how I'm fearless when I drink. I love the taste. I love the burn. I love the smell. I love like nice room temperature whiskey. Just and I just know I can't drink anymore. That's it. But like when you're in a bar or a liquor store and you get that musty smell, I love everything about that old life. But I can't live that life anymore. I love cigarettes. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love cigarettes. I love the smell of cigarettes. I can't smoke cigarettes. That old life has to die. That old life, and that old life died when I stepped onto the AT. The version of me before the AT is dead. Actually, the version of me from 3 or 4 years ago is dead. And the new me is coming, and the new me is here, but the new me is still growing. And but yeah, it's easy to just cling on to that old same old same old. Let me answer some of these questions. I'm fucking rambling now. So Elizabeth, hope you're thinking of writing a book about your adventures and how it impacted you along the way, as long as the people you meet along the way include your AT, of course. That was epic. Thank you. As far as books go, I want to see where my life goes. I kind of don't want to make the AT my entire personality like a lot of people. It was a big part of my life and it will forever be, but Maybe someday I'll write something. I don't know. I have a lot of other work to do. Off camera, I really want to start getting more. I want to help people, and there's certain places that have always been calling me, and certain places that have always been calling me to help, and I didn't really know how to, and I want to see if those hunches are right. Um, Yeah, I've only told like one or two people about that. But as far as writing a book, maybe someday. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, who knows? Um, have you considered incorporating interviews of the homeless and maybe even staff at a homeless shelter along the way? It could help with the fundraiser and personal finances by driving more traffic. 100%, Jason. If there is. So in 2021, Taylor, my dog, she died of natural causes, but she died of kidney failure. But she held my walk back a lot in 2021. I had no one to watch her, and I wasn't talking to my best friend Kelly at the time, and I just had no one to watch Taylor, and she took away a lot of potential experiences like public speaking engagements or volunteering and stuff like that. Now that I don't have her, I could do public engagements. So I hope to book stuff along the way. I have to talk to the owner of Just Believe Inc. because I'm hoping he or someone there might be able to facilitate some of that stuff, as they are in the business of helping people. I had to see. I have a lot of work. I'm actually currently heading to Jersey because I'm going to go talk to him and film some footage. But I do hope to get more involved along the way. Like I said, I still have Illinois, Missouri, Kansas. Yeah, whatever states are along the way. Yeah, Ohio girl. Uh, I love the realness. It's very relatable and it sure helps a lot of people to know what other people have similar issues and experiences and come out of it. Thank you. Thank you. Real is what I am. Jersey, baby. That's all we are is real. You know what? If I got an opinion, I'm sharing that opinion. That's just who I is. It is what I is. That's something people from other states struggle with. That's why I think a lot of people think if you're from New Jersey or New York, you're an asshole. It's because we are. We're just honest and blunt. People in Pennsylvania, a lot of people from Pennsylvania don't like me because I stab in the front. I don't stab in the back. If you're pissing me off, I'm not going to be your friend to your face and then talk about you behind your back. If you're being an asshole, I'm going to say, hey, you're being an asshole. Get away from me. And a lot of people can't mentally handle that. But it's better to rip the Band-Aid off than, did you ever have a coworker you didn't like and you put up with them for years and then one day you blow up on them and then you're the crazy guy? Nah, I ripped that Band-Aid off immediately. So there ain't no 5 years of tension. I have 5 years of clean conscience when I rip that Band-Aid straight off. A lot of people can't handle that. Oh well, I'm always kind to people. Don't get me wrong. I'm a very kind person. I will help you change a flat tire, but I'm going to bust your balls as I change the flat tire for you. Or if you're a grown man who can't change his oil, I'm going to help you change your oil, but I'm going to tease you. I'm going to tease and teach the whole time. But anyway, excuse me. I'm sorry. I inhaled something. Let me mute this. Sorry. Well, I don't know what I inhaled, but it's been choking me for like an hour. You are such an inspiration. I quit drinking and smoking June 1st of 2024, and watching you and listening to your stories helps on the hard days. Hell yeah. Thank you. And that's what I love to hear. If you're sober today, I'm proud of you. If you woke up sober today, I am proud of you. If you want to quit drinking, I am proud of you. And if you're still sick and suffering, I pray for you. I really do. And get to meetings. AA, I spent years saying AA doesn't work. I don't like AA. Well, everyone in those rooms secretly wants to drink and blah, blah. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've never had a sponsor. But I do go to, I probably go to, I do 90 and 90 like once a year. I try to anyway. Lately I've been only hitting meetings when I need them, I guess, which I really don't ever need them. But sometimes you get the feeling like I should go. And like that's the urge. I haven't had the urge to drink in like almost 3 years. But and I bartended for the first 2 years of my sobriety. But no urge to drink. A lot of employers will say, "How are you going to mix drinks if you don't drink?" I'm like, I know what they taste like. I know how to make a friggin' martini. I know what a martini tastes like, you know. Um, but yeah. But AA makes it so easy. You always hear what you need to hear in those meetings. Just yesterday, a lady was sharing her story about just feeling stuck. And it's just crazy because it resonated with me because that's how I'm feeling right now. Just stuck. I feel happy. I feel good. But I feel stuck. That's why I need to do this damn walk. I need to get it over with. Ah. But stay sober. There's nothing better than being sober. My life has been so great. I love the money of bartending. The money is great. That's why I just stuck with it. And I'm good at it. I have ADHD. So when things are going crazy around me, I'm focused. And I've always been like that. I'm really good at compartmentalizing things. Like I could handle like 20 different tasks at a time and they're all good, you know, and there's very few things I have a huge ego about. And the food industry, I know I'm good. I know I'm good at it. So anyway, thank you for agreeing with pissing blood, Jason. And I think we are so used to seeing perfect picture versions. So many present themselves that seeing someone just being genuinely themselves with relatable problems and good and bad sides is a relief. Thank you. Thank you. And I agree. I saw a lot of vloggers on the trail. Or I saw this, there was this one group, they're all like Instagram famous. And God, online, they were all peace, love, and getting together. They were so cool online, but in person, they were miserable, phony. And yeah, I just never, I can't be like that. I think, you know, there's a lot of stuff like I'm pretty sure I could easily get 10,000 subscribers if I started playing the phony game, but I just can't do that. I can't live with myself knowing that I'm faking it. You see some of these food content reviewers and they take a bite of food and they're like dry heaving, but they're like, it's so good. I can't be like that because if it sucks, it sucks. And I'm going to say it sucks. You know? So I don't know. Jason, I've done a lot of editorial work in my 50 plus years on earth, would be willing to help with a book for free. Jason, hell yeah, man. If it ever comes down to that, I'll find you. I'll reach out to you. I think I have you on Facebook. I'm pretty sure. If not, find me. It's Sam Green. Mark, the Lost Sloth. Hell yeah, the Lost Sloth is the realest one. I love you, man. The Lost Sloth helped me out by Stratton Mountain. He hooked me up with safety material, a resupply. He hooks me up with safety material and then quit safety material himself like 3 days later. But I'm proud of you, Mark. And you did it. You did it, Mark. You're the one who quit. I didn't quit for you. You quit. And I'm proud of you. And I really am. And I saw your messages earlier, but I was driving to New Jersey, so I wasn't able to answer you, but I will answer you. I don't have my notifications on Messenger on Facebook. So I usually see message. I don't have notifications on Messenger, Instagram. I never check Instagram. I always forget that I even have an Instagram. So don't ever message me on Instagram. The best way to get a hold of me, if you need to get a hold of me, is email, because I check those consistently. But like Messenger, Instagram, TikTok, TikTok, I don't think I've ever read messages on TikTok, so don't ever message me there. But Facebook too, I I'll see messages and it's like, sorry, I don't know. I'll see messages on Facebook from like a month ago, and I'm like, son of a bitch, I'm so bad. Email wanderwithsam0032 at gmail.com. That is the best way to get a hold of me. That's so Suzette. When does your walk start? Did I miss it? Sending hugs and support from Texas. Whoop. Uh, my walk, I'm heading to Casey, Illinois, February 19th of this year. And my walk will start February 20th. I'm starting, yeah. And, yeah, February 20th, 2026, baby. I don't know why that date, something about February. I love the number two. The number two just tickles my pickle. I don't know why. Everything good in my life happens around the number two. And even if you want to get super technical, my AT through hike technically started January 2nd. I left Amicalola Falls January 1st, but I didn't get to Springer Mountain until January 2nd. In my opinion, the AT starts at the arch at Amicalola Falls. But if you want to be really, really technical, I didn't start hiking until the 2nd. So everything good happens around the number two for some reason in my life. I don't know why. I love Dr. Pepper. But yeah, you did not miss it. But excuse me, I'm still choking on something. I don't know what the hell I'm choking on. If you want to watch the first 1,000 miles of my walk, it's in my 2021 Walk Across America playlist. Now, keep in mind, those videos are really long. I had no clue how to edit, and there's a lot of cursing, smoking, and drinking on those videos. And I have a lot of really controversial hot takes on there, too, regarding religion. And I was still finding God at the time. I was still really bitter about COVID. Is in 2020, when I attempted the AT, I left a 6-figure job. My worst year at the Dublin House in Red Bank was like 80 grand. That was my first year. But every year after that, I broke $100,000. My best year was 157 grand. And I quit. I quit that job to hike the AT in 2020. And so basically when COVID ruined it, I was devastated. I was just devastated. And then I couldn't even find a job after because everything was shut down. It was COVID. Oh man, my life. But but honestly, COVID was the best thing that ever happened to me. I would be working myself to death had COVID not happened. And COVID was a real eye-opening, just slow down, dude, experience. And the kicker was, I didn't even get COVID for the first time until last year, or 2024. So, yeah, it was like December of 2024, I get COVID for the first time. I'm like, what? In the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, too. Like, I went to Manhattan. I lived in New Jersey, never got COVID. I get COVID in Pennsylvania. 4 years in, crazy. Sparky One, so glad you're live streaming. I've missed you. I miss you too. I miss posting every day. I feel like posting every day posting every day just became such a huge part of my life. And I read every comment. I don't respond to every comment, but I read every comment, and y'all just mean so much to me. And I just I miss posting every day. And I'm going to post my cross country walk every day. It's going to be the same form. Good morning throughout the day. Good night. And, I just joined the live. Sorry if I missed it, but how's your new female relationship going? She's a real girl. She's a real girl. I think it's good. I don't know. Got to ask her. No, I think all's well. Just met her, and, yeah, I like her. I like this one. Yeah, she's cute too. She's cute, smart, funny. Man, my face hurt. She had me laughing my ass off the whole trip. It was wonderful, just very refreshing. She's a wonderful human being, and I like her. I like her a lot. I've only known her for 2 months, but I like her a lot. And she's the first person I let in since like 2011 or 2012. I'm like an onion. I had a wall. I just loved protecting my peace. I loved going to work, going home to my dog and drinking and watching TV and driving around with my car. I loved my life and I just never allowed anyone in. I just liked my peace, but she's the first person I've let in a long time. And I don't know, I like her. And it's in God's hands. Everything's in God's hands. The relationship, I just let Jesus take the wheel, and wherever it goes, that's it. But yeah, we've decided though I'm keeping her off social media. You're never gonna meet her. Posted one picture about her on Facebook, and that's it. We're keeping it at that. No names, no tagging. I gotta protect it. There's trolls, there's creepers, there's a lot of good people. Most of everyone here on social media is wonderful, just very, very wonderful people. But I got to protect this, and got to protect her, number one. Got to protect myself, number two, and we got to protect each other. And yeah, she likes me. I'm dating her. She's dating me. We're not dating the internet. So yeah, we're gonna keep that private. And yeah, I think that's the best bet. But good, she's very good. Yeah, she's real. It's not my right hand. So, fellow New Jersey 63-year-old guy here. Enjoyed watching your AT hike. Good luck on your cross country walk. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your well wishes. And glad she's real. Good thinking. No need to show her off. Nah, she's hot though. Just so you guys know. But yeah, smart plan. So it was photoshopped. It was actually a puppet. I was holding one of them. The picture was one of them super elaborate rubber dolls from China, and no, she's real. She actually was watching the YouTube channel. And the crazy part was, she started watching. So when I surrendered to God on that mountain, this is basically how it went down. I was on a mountain on the AT, and I was just feeling God that day. I don't know. And I looked out to the distance and I said, God, my life is yours. I surrender to you. You made this trip happen, and now I'm going to make your will happen after the trip. And I just straight up surrendered. And I made a lot of prayers. One, I prayed for hair to come back, but no, it didn't. But yeah, not yet anyway. Come on, God. No, okay, it don't work like that. But I prayed for a woman. I prayed for just smart, funny, intelligent, hardworking, just loving, caring, just everything. I just prayed because every day, low key, there's a hidden part of the AT that I never shared. I never shared in any of my AT videos. And every day, I was low key hoping for one of those trail relationships, one of them. You meet the dirty hiker chick and your love blossoms. But one, I don't really like hippies, and that's all that's. But two, no, I met a lot of amazing men and women out there. A lot of amazing. Everyone was just wonderful out there. A lot of amazing human beings. But every day, I would set up a camp and I would think, all right, she's coming now. The woman of my dreams is going to turn the corner and she's going to set her tent up next to me. And there we go. And there's going to be my trail bunny, and we're going to fall in love. And I think a lot of men have that dream out there. I always felt bad for women out there because there'd be like 2 women in a group of 7 and they would act like the protectors. Meanwhile, they're all secretly trying to sleep with them, And, so I always felt really bad for women. That's why women on the trail, I never tried to hit on or anything because I didn't want to be one of the guys that were adding to the hitting on, And, but you had that dream where I would just find love on the trail, and and it's crazy, but around the same time I surrendered on that mountain and I made the prayer for the woman is around the same time she started watching the YouTube. And I think that's pretty crazy. And then I was being a creeper on Facebook and I was swiping and I saw her and I was like, oh yeah, she's cute. Let me just randomly friend request her, which I never do. And the rest is history. And it's just crazy. It's just crazy how life works out sometimes. You know, not saying anything about the future. I'm just saying that's how it is up to this point. But it's just really crazy that here I am looking for the whole trail. I'm looking for that girl to turn the corner, and she's watching the YouTube videos every day. And I just think it's crazy. That's even better than meeting on the trail, you know. Because on the trail, I'm snot rocketing, I'm shitting in holes, I'm, you know. So anyway, corn cob. She goes, shit. He knows what it's about. I hiked a corn cob in 2020 for a little bit until COVID ruined it. But thank you. And yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's as much as that testimony as I'm going to give for now, as far as like that prayer on the mountain. But I prayed for a lot of stuff on the mountain. I prayed for just a better life and you know, just everything. Everything I prayed for that day, I've gotten. And yeah, I didn't film it though, obviously. It was a really personal moment. And yeah, that moment like really was a defining moment on my entire trail. And there's a couple things I didn't film, like the whole part of looking for a woman. I would never dare talk about that online. You know, and stuff like that. But it's what I wanted. You know, I was lonely. I think I did mention being lonely a few times and whatnot. And yeah, but she's watching. I don't want to embarrass her, so we're gonna we're gonna stop talking about that now. Then I'm gonna get text messages later. You motherfucker! Why are you telling the story? um. So yeah, corn cob, the COVID crew. We all should have just kept hiking. We should have all. We were the safest people in the world out there, and there's. Man, I buckled under internet peer pressure in 2020. I should have just kept going. I had the money. I didn't even have to YouTube back then. I had them. But anyway, life always works out, you know. So, you did find love on the trail for yourself. You gotta love yourself first. Hell yeah, Rodney. That is some true shit right there. And yes, I do. I fell in love with myself out there. Without a doubt. Yeah, I was in a bad place before I started hiking. Not that I was ever suicidal or anything. I would never kill myself. I'm way too stubborn for that. I have FOMO, like fear of missing out. I would never, ever, ever kill myself. But it was kind of like if I got hit by a bus and I'm dead. All right, you know, like I'm not gonna question it. You know, and it's that kind of thing, or you don't look both ways, you know, kind of, you just walk, you know, like, I don't know, but I was just in a weird rut. I just wasn't happy when I left for the trail. I was not drinking, but I wasn't exactly sober. Like sober is a mindset. Like you can quit drinking and still be an alcoholic, you know, like, I wasn't like living sober and I was like living for God, but I still following my own rules. I wasn't obeying God. And that's something I still am working on. But I don't know. I just wasn't happy before the trail. I needed it. And it was just always eating at me. You know, that trail was something I thought about all day, every day for probably 20 years of my life. Ever since Miss Silikowski showed us that damn video in like 7th grade science class. It was just always on my mind. And then after 2020, it was really just eating away at me. And I had to just do it. And I had the money. And part of moving to Pennsylvania and giving up my New Jersey life was for the trail. And I knew that moving to Pennsylvania, I knew if I continued to live in New Jersey, I would never have been able to afford the trail ever. And Pennsylvania, everything is cheaper. Cost of living, car insurance, rent, everything's cheaper. So it gave me the opportunity to hike. And yeah, I just took that leap of faith. And literally, $400 a month doesn't get you far out there, not in the dead of winter. I just took that leap of faith. And I met truck driver, and he paid for like two hostels, actually. He paid for Stanimals because he really wanted to stop and I couldn't afford it. And he paid for one night at Rambling Roots because I wanted to go and he didn't want to go. And so he was like, I already paid. And I was like, oh, you should have asked me. But I was thankful. I was really thankful for truck driver. And yeah. And then he lent me money for one thing, but I paid him back for that, actually. And yeah, I don't know. Do I ever talk to him? I haven't. I have his family on social media and everything, so I know they're still there. They're watching, they like my stuff. Um, I'm so bad with reaching out to people. I really am, and that's like a huge character defect. Like I have a lot of people like from my walk the first time that want me to come visit them and stuff, and I'm an extreme extrovert, but there's a part of me that's really introverted too, like 50-50. And my social batteries die pretty fast. And in person, online, I can ramble all, look, I'm going an hour and a half, but in person, so I don't know. I really need to reach out to truck driver, but for whatever reason, I have yet to do so. Maybe I will soon. We really haven't talked since we talked periodically on the trail, but we were hiking once we split up in Damascus. Our hikes were our own hikes, really. We kept each other alive though. We went through some stuff, man. Sleeping in -5, and then that one day at Cherry Shelter is like -6, and getting through the Smokies together. A lady died 3 miles from us in the Smokies. You know, that's just how extreme it was. And Houston. And we went through some stuff I didn't film because his family did not need to see it. Just dangerous stuff. Climbing over trees. And if any of you are watching, I could talk about it now because we survived, but man, I don't know. Most of the hurricane damage was clear, but we were climbing some like 20-foot high piles of wood, like crazy, just crazy. Happy New Year, Sam. What's your main goal for the year? Finish walking across the country. And I'd really love to get back into popcorn as well. I have my popcorn business is seasonal and it's great. I just work 6 or 7 months out of the year and don't do a damn thing the other five. But I really want to like get into it and grow it. But these adventures, the AT, the Batona, and walking across the United States are the three bucket list items that have just been holding my life back. And I just need to get them done so I can move on. And you know, I'm 37. I really need to think about the future now. And you know, I'm not aging in reverse, unfortunately. And I know my life is far from over, but I need to settle down. I need to settle down. If I don't have any kids or anything by like 40, 41, I'm not even going to bother. And then I'll go live in a van, you know, by the river. But no, I really just need to get to life. And these adventures, though, they're just holding me back. And I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Yeah, that was rough. Glad truck driver helped you through the deep, cold areas. You needed each other. We did. I'm thankful for him. Yeah, we got through it together. That's for sure. We're both stubborn. That's why. You know, there was like 16 January 1st starters. I didn't meet any of them. Wolfie said he met me. I would remember. I don't know. He gets funny. Larry mentioned me in his like podcast, and Wolfie was pretending he didn't know who I was. He's weird. So I I don't know. Maybe I met them. I don't remember, but 16 people. I didn't meet anyone out there from January 1st. So truck driver and I, in my opinion, are the two that made it. Metro, I don't know. I've heard stories about. Let's just say he's tag number one. That's all I'm going to say about that. So maybe three of us made it. I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't imagine 5 degrees below zero. I remember that day you got stuck on Albert Mountain in the snowstorm. That was horrible. That was crazy. Corn Cob and I went through a couple things. It was Kelly's knob actually. Corn Cob goes, "You want to do 5 more miles?" And I'm like, "All right, why not?" We were freezing to death by the end of that. I think we went to Helen, Georgia that day to defrost. And we were going to share a room. When I got to Helen, I'm like, "Sorry, dude, I'm getting my own room. I can't share a room right now. I need to, but, yeah, so, oh man. So Kelly's knob, this AT time, truck driver and I almost froze to death on Kelly's knob. That's why we got the Stanimals. We were Stanimals' first ever customers in Georgia, and we had to beg them to let us in. So there was that. Come on, why are you barking next to me? Fuck off. But been in Jersey one day and I already have the accent back. The attitude. I got the attitude back. Oh, bada bing. Forget about it. And then in 2020, Corn Cob and I almost froze to death on Kelly's knob. Man, hiking with braids was crying, and the winds were like 40 miles per hour, blizzard conditions. And then we get to the top of Kelly's knob, and it stops snowing, and the sun starts to come out. And I said, "Kelly could suck our knobs." And all of a sudden, the wind just 30-mile-an-hour winds blowing us around, and yeah, that was crazy. Mount Albert, I was rained on. But now Mount Albert has a staircase, so it's nowhere near as hard as it was in 2020. Yeah. But -5, that was the day where truck driver and I stopped playing out there. And we only got stuck in it. We never intended in sleeping in -5. There was one time at the Cherry Gap shelter, we were gonna sleep in -6, or we were gonna sleep out there. Then we realized it was -6, and then we decided to hike on. I hiked on begrudgingly, but the -5 day, we set up our tents right in the shelter. We were the only people out there in January, so it really didn't matter. Well, there was these footsteps we followed for hundreds of miles, and we don't know who that was, but yeah, we thought it was some guy, but it turned out he was posting footage a year late, and I don't know. The mystery footprints. Yeah, it was sure scary. Gold is my color, holding you back or propelling you forward? Propelling me forward. You're right. You're right. The trails are propelling me forward. I'm literally walking. I'm walking forward. I'm walking God's path, Kelly's knob. Maybe if I got, Klingman's Dome, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the new name. Kalaway or something. I'd like to be as politically correct as I can. The the Cherokee name. I can't remember, but Klingman's Dome. I've never gotten a view on Klingman's Dome either. It's annoying. Climbed it twice, never got a view. I dub you, sir, the name Popcorn Man. Popcorn Man. And that's not a misspell. Popcorn. Popcorn. I'm going to be a popcorn popper and a popcorn politician. Tina, your pain, your suffering. Don't forget about the pain and suffering you left in your wake and the path of destruction you left for others to clean up. I'm a survivor of a few addicts. I agree. So as far as my drinking goes, I can't say that I ever hurt. I have a lot more amends to make. Amends are never going to end. There's some amends that I can't make. Like I was at a My Chemical Romance concert. I went to My Chemical Romance 2 nights in a row. The first night I was great. In the pit, religious experience. One of the greatest nights of my entire life. Then the second night I drank a little too much and I feel like I ruined the time of everyone around me, people I didn't know, people I can never apologize to because I don't know who the hell they are, you know? And that's something that's one of my biggest drinking regrets. That's one of the last times I ever drank too because of that night. Because here these people around me were having a religious experience and I ruined it. And that was like one of the final straws of my drinking. The final straw I'm not ready to talk about yet. It was just just a bad night. I was all alone, didn't hurt anyone but myself. Wasn't online or anything. I just a bad night where I was just bad in my head and I just knew I needed to stop and yeah. Yeah. But as far as like family and friends, there's a lot of people that find out that I was an alcoholic, like on Facebook, like some people that were like in my inner circle, like family members and stuff. And I'll tell them about my drinking and they say, we had no idea. No idea. I don't know how they didn't have an idea. And I said, are you being serious? Like honest with me? There was family fights and everything, but never about my drinking. In my drinking, I only had two people ever tell me, hey, your drinking might be a problem. Two people out of all the thousands of people, three. I've had, three and a half. Mike kind of never said you have a drinking problem, but he said, hey, you should probably drink less. My old boss, Connor Powell, kind of hinted that I was drinking a lot. And he's like, you should probably, but he drank a lot too at the time. So I don't know, but he kind of always like, and I didn't mean to say his full name, but whatever. He's famous. He's famous anyway. So it really doesn't matter. Find him on, but, he said, yeah, dude, you might be drinking a little too much, but I've only had two people in my life out of everyone flat out tell me, hey, you are going to die. It was this counselor named Jen and Kelly, my best friend Kelly. And those are the two people that ever told me to stop drinking. Like I said, a lot of people, like coworkers, family members, they see these videos and they're like, we had no idea. No idea. And I'm like, how did you not know? But also, for the most part, I really only drank at night. The drinking during the day didn't start till COVID. Because I was unemployed. I was a very responsible drunk. In fact, the one thing that blows my mind is I had more money when I was actively drinking than I do now. I had more ambition when I drank and smoked to like go out and work and hustle. Maybe it was the booze kind of made me fearless too, but I would only drink when my responsibilities were done. So like I would do what I had to do during the day, go to work, and then at night I would drink. But I would drink all night, So like I'd get a bottle, and that bottle would be gone by 2 a.m. I'd wake up all banged up, but I'd go to work. I never called out of work for the Irish flu. Maybe like one time towards the very, very end. So I can't say never, but 99.99% of the time, I did what I had to do. My bills never suffered, never lost anyone, never had anyone dump me or anything because of it. So like alcohol really never affected my life in that aspect, but it certainly hurt me mentally, physically, spiritually. Man, I was just so spiritually and morally bankrupt. But I never lied, cheated, or stole to get booze. I wasn't like that. I just would drink at night. But then during COVID, I was unemployed, so it'd be like 8 a.m. And by crack a cold one, I meant drink a warm room temperature bottle of vodka, But yeah, that's when drinking got bad, and that's when I was like, all right, time to stop here. And I've put a lot of thought into that. Like, it was bad. Obviously, it was bad enough for me to admit that I have a problem and that I have to quit. But everyone's story is different, Like I hear stories of people lost everything. They went into liver failure. Me, my doctor says my liver is perfectly fine. And I'm like, really? Did you get the right test? Yeah, I don't know. But Drinking every night was certainly a problem. That's for sure. Yeah. And I apologize to who I can. And there was one of the final straws of my drinking too. Was I got invited to do Rocky Horror in Burlington, Vermont, and there was 1,500 people in that audience, and I was playing Brad. And Barry Bostwick was in the audience, like the real Brad Majors from Rocky Horror Picture Show, the movie, the 1975 musical with Tim Curry. I was playing Brad for the real Brad. What an honor, you know? And the guy who runs the fan club, and they just invited me to a huge opportunity, and I was either blackout drunk and or hungover the entire trip. And I know I made a lot of people uncomfortable with that, and that's an amends that I really am going to make in the next couple weeks. I just needed the courage to do it. And yeah, so this is the second time I've talked about it publicly, and I'm going to reach out to them, and I wanted to apologize to them in person, but Rocky Horror Picture Show starts at midnight, and it's in like Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and I can't stay up that late and then drive home. So I'm going to make amends to them, but that's like one of the real, if anyone needs amends, it's them. They invited me to a huge opportunity, and I was just, but then most of the night they were all blackout drunk too, but I was always the drunkest, and when they arrived, I was doing my homework, my schoolwork. I was in Rutgers at the time, and I was drunk writing an essay, and I still got an A, but that was just crazy. They all came, and I was drunk already, and I don't know. I just feel like such an asshole. I've always felt, and like I said, that was one of the moments. It was like one of the last drunks I had. Like that was like the end of my drinking, and I have to make amends to them. Yeah, I'm rambling. I'm a survivor of addicts too, so that rock scramble busted my ass. Oh, on Mount Albert. That rock scramble was something. That was some hand over hand climbing in the rain. And then the shelter after was one of the worst shelters on the trail. That was where I broke my camera lens. And yeah, now they have stairs. Now you just walk up the damn stairs. I was talking to truck driver about how hard Mount Albert is. I'm like, Mount Albert is so freaking hard, truck driver. And we get there and there's stairs. I was like, I'm gonna stop telling you things are hard, truck driver. Oh, Kuwohi. That's right. Kuwohi. Wow. I loved reading the comments and like, it'll always be Klingman's Dome to me. And anyway, James is a real one. James has been around for a long time. Thank you, James. And I always get the brown bottle flu when it hits me, but I still go to work. The brown bottle flu. Hear that? The Irish flu. Ann, hi, Ann. How you doing? Wow, we've been on here an hour and 45 minutes. Kind of got off track here. Yeah, so anyway, just a little recap real quick. February 19th, I'm going to be heading out to Casey, Illinois. I'm going to start walking February 20th, and I'm going to be walking to LA. I have 1,947 miles to go. And I'll be doing more about like a gear. I'll do a cart tour. I'm trying to think of some corny intro to go along with the corny intro I made back in 2021. Like I said, you can go back and watch those videos. They're long. I talk about a lot of controversial stuff. So don't judge me based on those videos. Judge me as the asshole I am today, not the asshole I was yesterday. I'm a real different person from back then. And yeah, so yeah, those videos were something. But you can go watch them. And so yeah, I'm going to walk to LA. And this time, though, I'll do a cart tour in the next few days. I'll show you my gear. I'm going to come up with some kind of presentation. I'll probably share that here on YouTube and give that presentation. And if Bloomsburg will let me make this my thesis and or internship, then I'll stick with Bloomsburg. But if not, it's sayonara and I have to figure something else out. like I said, a political science degree is not going to do me much good. I'm already outspoken and fearless when it comes to public speaking. So, uh, and honestly, I hate to, I know more than they were teaching anyway. So, I read a lot of philosophy, and I just finished Plato's The Republic. But, yeah, it's just, I've read most of Karl Marx. I've listened to all of Noam Chomsky. Um, yeah, I don't know. So, anyway, um, keep on keeping on, brother. Do a puppet intro, adult Rick and Morty's type style or something. I'm gonna bring a puppet on the cross country walk. You just sold it, man. You just sold it, Rodney. A puppet is coming with me. Yeah. Anyway, um, so anyway, yeah, that's it. So stay tuned for the next couple weeks on just, yeah, updates. And once I meet or talk to Paul Hulse from Just Believe Inc., it's justbelieveinc.org. When this live is uploaded, I'll put a link to their website in the description, and I will, that'll be the link. And then I'm going to work on a GoFundMe. I'll be sharing that here and across all my social media platforms. And you could follow me on Facebook at Wander with Sam or Sam Green. There's 2 pages, or on TikTok, Wander with Sam. Instagram, which I currently don't have uploaded like on my phone, but that's Wander with Sam as well. And yeah, you like, comment, share, subscribe on here, and we'll see what happens. Continue, Sock Monkey, absolutely. Pickle Rick, Pickle Rick. Continue being the man you are now, and continue improving and moving forward. God will guide you, and God is great. And God is always great. And that's all I can think of today, folks. All right. Well, another day of not hiking the AT. But thank you, Elizabeth. Elizabeth's a real OG here. She's been here since like day one. But yeah, that's all I can think of. Today was a great day. I hope you had a great day. You're all great, and God is great. God is always great. And I just, dear God, I hope you bless everyone as you have blessed me. Amen. In Jesus' name, amen. And I told you I'm not going to pray. I'll pray for you off camera, but I really hope you could feel the love of God as I have felt him. And or just the joy and happiness I've had. And yeah, God is always great. And I love each and every one of you. And I'll see you next time, you sexy, sexy people. Thank you for tuning in, and have a great night. I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.